Los, do you have your TV on?
Oh yeah, all that. I watch that hockey game, bro.
Fucking mute it. You can have the TV on, but mute it.
Welcome, bienvenidos. If you press that tap button, got my two boys here with me all the way. Justin, where you at right now? You're in North Carolina?
Yeah, I'm in Greenville, North Carolina, currently.
Okay, all the way from North Carolina, Mr. Justin Wells. Carlos, where the hell you at? I know you're somewhere in the Midwest, right?
Alabama,
Oh,
Birmingham.
Alabama. Oh shit. Okay, and I'm in Florida, so we're coming to you all through the U.S. Welcome to the Vic Hugo Show. What's up, fellas? How we doing today?
A lot better now. Was under the weather a little bit, but it was okay.
He
Hell
drank
yeah.
too much. He drank too much. But for me, man, it's just like it's cold. It's cold as shit here. We got lucky. We didn't get a lot of snow. My family's up in Maryland. They got like, I don't know, a bunch of inches of snow and all that. We got lucky, just some rain. So it's a little cold, but it's all good.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you for taking time from your hockey game, Carlos, and thank you, Justin, for taking time from girl hunting to come and talk to me. Appreciate you guys. Justin, I see you're wearing the Eagles jersey, so we're just gonna jump right into that,
I
bro.
know. I was about to say you had to affect that subject. He did it on purpose too,
Yeah, well, I did. I did 100%. When Becca asked, I'm like, you know what? We're probably going to talk about the Super Bowl. Let me go ahead and grab that, I mean, why not, right?
Fuck yeah, dude. So I mean, look, we're both Eagle fans. We've both been alive to see them already. What, in 3 Super Bowls? No, 4. No, 3. We got 2004 against the Patriots. 2017. Oh no, 4 actually. Yeah, 2000 when they just lost, and then now that they just won. So how does it feel, brother? I know I'm fucking I still can't even believe it, bro. Where you at on all this?
I mean, I've been a lifelong Eagles fan, man. I grew up in Northern Maryland. The Ravens weren't there or whatever. So I've been an Eagles fan since I was a kid. And man, we had this 4 years, when I was coming through college or whatever, 4 NFC championships. And then we lose to the frickin' Patriots, in 04, 05 or whatever. And, and then all those years of, mediocrity is just, whatever. And then to see them win it, in 2017, that was the biggest thing ever, dude. I literally was jumping up and down, hugging my best friend. It was crazy. I was that excited because, most of my teams, man, in every other sport, they'd never won, a championship until the Washington Capitals did later that year in hockey, so go hockey. But yeah, man. And then, losing a couple years ago to the Chiefs, wasn't fun. And then this game, I mean, obviously, hopefully we're going to get into it a little bit. It was, it was great, dude. We had been there, a few times, so I didn't have the jitters and all that going into it. But, my thing was, I was just worried. I'm like, man, I know there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there about the refs and this and that and all that crap. I don't care about all that, but they just showed up, man, and they had a better game plan. And obviously, people listening, they know what happened. And dude, I gotta tell you, there were certain people that didn't care about either team. They're like, well, it wasn't a good game. I'm like, oh no, it was a fucking great game. And
Yeah, it was a good game.
dude, I was in my hotel room. I shit you not, Vic. I think I texted you. I was like, dude, I think I'm going to get kicked out because I was just cheering, clapping, going nuts. You know what I mean? I didn't want to go watch it in the bar. I don't like doing that. I want to be, just in front of the TV. I want to be able to watch it. I want to hear it, this and that.
Same.
And bro, it was awesome, man. And, talking to friends from back home and up in Philly as well, a lot of friends up there. It was just fun to watch, and, I don't feel bad for the Chiefs. They've had 3 in the last, 5 years. So, whatever. So, I don't feel bad for Kelsey. I certainly don't feel bad for Taylor frickin' Swift. She's a billionaire, so yeah, she can deal with it.
Yeah,
You know
well,
what I mean?
we saw her get booed. We saw the Chiefs get booed, and I just feel like we just took down the big dog. It's like when Mike Tyson got first knocked out, dude. We're that team. Carlos, what did you think of the game, bro? Where you at on all this?
Yeah, we like it just the Eagles just came to play, bro. Like I know just you seen some videos, like I've seen some videos that I didn't see while I was watching the game. I didn't see it like, how they break it down, but Kelsey, like he wasn't moving around at times, especially that last run that Mahomes ran for I don't know what 10 yards, 15 yards maybe to get the first down. He wasn't even trying to block, dude. So it was just like, la chingada, güey. Like where the fuck are you? Like how you're playing in the Super Bowl, dog. Like like you gotta start doing something. I started seeing LeBron on there, bro. Like I was like, that's exactly what LeBron does, bro. Which, by the way, I hate that motherfucker. By the way, as a Laker, well, and then as a Laker fan, you think about what I'm saying,
Yeah,
So
dude. Well, what'd you think of the Luka move? Because they were playing right now, bro. I fucking missed the game, but
yeah,
I feel the same way, dude. Like when it comes to LeBron, like I understand he's talented, he's top five all time, but I didn't want him in the Lakers in the first place. I know people are like, oh,
yeah,
he got you a championship, whatever. But I'm like, bro, nah, I'm not a huge fan, but I am excited we got Luka for sure.
yeah. Luka for sure. Luka for sure. There's a strategy there. I feel like there's a strategy there, and Stephen A. says it too. Like, I think it's time for LeBron to move on.
Oh God,
At 40 years of age, that's it. At 40 years of age, you gotta. I mean, you're not playing defense. You're not playing much of offense either. I mean, to be the star of the team, you know, his cockiness, like it takes me back to like Westbrook, when I couldn't stand Westbrook. Now he's gotten better, but like his cockiness, bro, like the whole shoulder rub, like the whole showing of the muscles. Whenever he gets like a dunk, whenever he's got the lane for free, and he goes up there and then he dunks it, and he acts like it was the biggest thing ever. You didn't Come on, if you see the replays where Michael Jordan, the '90s Michael Jordans, the Scottie Pippens, the Tony Kukoc, the Luke Longleys, the Dennis Rodman eras, those kind of eras, like whenever he played in the '90s, like yeah, dude, he had it hard.
hey,
Especially more so like how physical the game was back then. It's not as
Yeah, it's not the
physical as
same. Justin,
as as
you don't. It
as a
looks like you don't agree, bro. What's going on?
well, as a resident white guy, you forgot about Steve Kerr. So, come on.
Steve Kerr. Steve
Wow.
I'm,
Kerr.
I'm just saying, and he
Yeah, yeah,
also
yeah.
won a bunch of championships with the Golden State, Warriors or whatever. Listen, I don't give a flying F, no offense, about the NBA anymore. I just don't like it. I grew up in the DC Baltimore area, and come on, man, we have the Bullets that are now the Wizards. This is the dumbest name in sports, in my opinion. Sorry, DC.
No,
If
and
you're a
it
fan,
got it's got into that, bro, because like I said, we go back to the same thing. How how lame it is, bro. Like how and it's and sometimes you want to blame, like right now all we see, honestly, dude, it's gotten boring. It's all of threes. I don't know if it's been Steph that created the 3-pointer
I mean, heck,
game,
he
but
created the 4-pointer basically. He's shooting it from freaking half court half the damn time. It's amazing.
which I'll tell
Yeah,
you
true.
something. I'm not hating on Steph. I'm
No,
not.
no,
But because he was that good, everybody wanted to copy that. Even LeBron is shooting from the fucking logo, and I'm like, come on, bro. I mean, yeah, he's making the shots. That's okay, but like the fact that you have to run only half to the court, half court, shoot it, make it, and then the other team wants to do the same thing, 3-pointers. So it's like a 3-pointer game. It got boring. Like what happened to what happened to having to play defense, having to, drive it in, bro. You know what I mean?
So look,
Little things like that.
I'll give you guys my take, bro. And I actually saw a quote of Michael Jordan, right? And it's Like if you just keep shooting three, that means I know that you're not gonna go to the hole, right? So in a
Right.
way, it kind of just shortens your game, dude. Because before it was like you come up, you don't know if you're gonna shoot, right? They don't
Right.
even run plays anymore, dude. It's just pick and
Right.
roll or just pass it to the corner. You know, drive, throw it to the corner. There's no plays anymore, and it's like you're right. It is boring in the sense of we know it's gonna be a shot. You know, there's not that dude that just goes in there and just Ginobili, you know, fucking twisted like 50 ways and then still comes up with it. Justin, what do you think, bro?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, dude, like, I mean, I know, all three of us, we're in our later years or whatever, and we remember the 90s and watching the 90s and even early 2000s, like, when we were, kind of getting into basketball, it was just a different game, man. And it was so much more fun, when you had your AIs and you had your, Vincent Carter and like, you know what I mean? Like you had these guys that could just
Oh
like
man.
do some crazy shit. And now, like, I'm not saying these guys aren't talented. Don't get me wrong, but like, because they are obviously. But like, when I watch the NBA now, dude, like, I feel like I'm just watching. Like you both said, they're just shooting it. They're just doing whatever. They're not running plays, and maybe they are, but and maybe they're so damn good now that we're just not seeing it. But they don't play defense until the playoffs. And for me, like for the NBA, like I will care in the playoffs. I will watch because that's when they actually give a shit.
Same, same.
And they're making so much more now, which is cool. Like hey man, I'm all about athletes getting paid. You know what I mean? NBA's making money, NFL, MLB, whatever. I'm not, not hating on that shit. But what I do hate is you're putting out a product of mediocrity, like just where they're not trying. You know what I'm saying? Is much. You got your teams that are pretty solid or whatever, but once they get to the playoffs, that's when you see the shit. Now, like college basketball, for example, I love college basketball. Like I'm a huge University of Maryland fan. Like, we're ranked right now, which is cool. We finally got a team that's actually doing all right. But those guys, like, they're playing for something. They're playing
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
they're playing to get to the show, to the league, right? So,
Recognition.
yeah. And like, yeah, you got NIL and all that. I don't want to get into all that, but regardless, like these kids are playing, man. Like, and they're about to go to the league and do their thing, but they're playing defense or they're running plays. You got crazy coaches and you got the Cinderella stories and this and that. But the NBA has just turned into what team has the best three players
It
essentially.
feels
And
like
it's just,
they're playing charades out there, bro. Like it's just it's all it's not necessarily scripted, bro. But like when you have, I mean, you have like the charade with the whole fucking the talk on with LeBron and throwing it up, and I don't know what the meaning is. I don't know if it's like religious. What I think it's really retarded. It's stupid as hell.
it's the dumbest
'Cause
thing. It's
I
just,
don't know. I don't know what the meaning of it is.
he's
It
putting,
And
was
then
it's just
he's,
a ritual, dude. It's just he's just trying to pump himself up.
yeah, it's a
yeah,
show. Like that's what I'm
it's
saying.
just, it's a
And
superstition, basically, I guess, or ritual,
to
like
to
Nick just
have
said.
to have to have, bro, like fucking. Which by the way, I didn't know that Jerry Jones is part owner of the Mavs, right?
If the Mavs, no, it's
He,
the Mavs just bought the Mavs just bought the team, bro. That's why there's a lot of conspiracy of
Jerry Jones is part of some NBA team.
uh
If I'm not, or maybe I'm mistaken. But anyways, but the charades were I mean, where we go back to LeBron. It's just like where it's his team. It's whatever he wants is gonna get the Bronny show, right?
yeah.
Terrible. I mean, if
Oh
you
man,
ask me, it's garbage,
but listen,
garbage of a pick. I mean,
Cyclops,
it just
I need you to take your glasses off because you're getting the blue light in my face, and I feel like I'm gonna die. Like, are you trying to kill me right now? Like, are you part of the X-Men? Is that what you're doing? Like, I don't know. Like,
Hey, hey, no. If what's it called? I fucking forgot what I was gonna say. Shit.
yeah, the Bronny shit, dude. We're on the Bronny shit, like. I mean, it's just there's some college kids that really deserve to be in the NBA. Yet,
is he even
what that's a
is he on the team now? Like, I don't even know. Like, I know
Yeah,
he
he's on the
started.
team.
Is he?
but he
I
goes
thought
he
they.
keeps going. He comes and goes, comes and goes, comes and goes, It's just
Yeah.
confusing, from the G
Well,
League to
okay,
the
look, I'll
NFL.
say this, dude. It's one of those like, okay, if your son was, if you were on the team and your son had a chance to be on the team, I think we'd all do the same thing. You know what I mean? Do I agree? I agree with it as a father. I don't agree with it as a Laker fan. I'll say that. Justin, you had your hand up. What's up?
No, I was just raising my hand. As a
Uh,
father, man, we all got kids or whatever. Like, yeah, if my fucking kid had a chance, and I'm fucking LeBron James, I can pretty much do whatever the hell I want. And I
But
mean,
think about the backlash that he's getting though because of it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because he's not
yeah,
ready.
yeah,
You know what I mean? The
that is
backlash,
well,
true.
yes, and
he's not
that's
the
cool. I get
the
it.
kid's the
You know.
kid's not ready. Like, clearly, I'm not saying he can't be an NBA talent player. He's just not ready. He should be in the G League for probably a year or two and then see what happens or whatever. But LeBron's just using his shit. Like, I don't blame him for doing it.
Well, I mean, think about it like this. Like, let's just say that you like to play Mario Kart, right? I like to play Mario Kart, right? Let's just say I used
I
to
will
love that game.
destroy you. I will destroy you in Mario Kart, by the way.
That's exactly what I'm saying. But let's just say that I sucked fucking, dick on that game, right? I didn't know how to fucking drive a go kart, right? But then you've played it for so long, and then I start playing it just because hey, I need to play, right? So
Mhm.
eventually you're gonna get better at that game. What I'm saying is, did he deserve it at that moment? Did he deserve
No.
it right then and there? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I
He
agree,
Nah,
didn't
dude.
deserve it.
I 100% agree, dude. Like, he didn't. And I thought it was kind of cool. I will say this, like, just as a sports fan, and I watch everything, dude. I watch golf, for Christ's sakes. I do. So, a buddy of mine lives out in LA and is a personal trainer for one of the top golfers in the world. So, like, I even watch that. I watch hockey. I watch basketball. I watch, baseball, football, whatever, dude. I'm into some of the Olympic sports. Hell, I watch women's volleyball for probably different reasons, but,
I know why.
yeah. But the point is like, at the end of the day, man, I get it. Like, it was cool to see a father and son, for the first time in
Yeah.
the NBA playing together. But I felt like they could have done that and then it's like, okay, now he needs to go to the G League and kind of figure his shit out, right? Like, them getting
Well,
Luka and all that.
they did do that. Mhm. Yeah, that's what he's doing right now,
That,
dude. He's coming back. He's coming
and
up
that's
and down,
fine.
like Carlos said. Mhm.
And that's the way it
All right,
should be because he's not ready. So
all right, guys. So
just,
look, I love talking sports. We're gonna move on to a segment called conspiracy or reality. So I'm gonna show you some videos. Afterwards, you guys tell me if it's a conspiracy or if it's reality. All right?
okay. Who goes first, me or Los?
Whoever, it's up to you guys.
All right,
I'll
Los.
leave it up to you guys.
Let me go. Let me go
You damn well
first.
know that whenever JW is fucking not drinking a fucking beer, that's a fucking conspiracy when he tells me that he's fucking drunk. He's not, Ray.
And
That's a
y'all not
fucking
here
conspiracy.
pouring Hennessy and
All right, so
eating
check it out.
this shit. And look at this shit. Don't even this shit. This government shit, man. This shit got chemicals and all. Look, this shit ain't even melting. Nothing. Dead ass. Turning black on y'all ass. What ice do that? What ice do that? This bitch ain't melting. Ah, this snow. This
The fuck is
supposed to
this?
be made from motherfucking earth.
All right. So we all know the conspiracy of that the government can control the weather, the hurricanes, the snowstorms, the fires, everything. So now this guy in Atlanta, when it snowed a couple weeks ago, he got this block of ice, tried to burn it with the lighter. Conspiracy or reality?
Conspiracy, and I'm telling you, dude, that was math.
What did he say?
That was
He
that
said.
was that was definitely not ice. Like,
All right, conspiracy, Carlos. What do you say?
Yeah, it couldn't have been
yeah,
ice.
Yeah, I would have
I
fucking
think
melted, bro.
Oh, you know what? Well, I mean, it really depends because there's different kind of ice. There's dry ice.
Oh, okay. I don't know shit about ice, but except the one that picks up the people and takes them back to the original country. but But for that ice, I have no idea what the fuck it is, bro. But okay, so if it's dry ice, then it won't melt with fire.
It evaporates, Wade. It evaporates. It's like yeah. There's no liquid. It's just like hydrogen. So that's why it's
Oh shit!
ice.
Yeah,
So then
but
it
in the
had to.
video,
I had. Oh,
but in the
go ahead, go
no,
ahead.
Like
no,
a
but in the
liquefied.
video though, when like it show the video again, Dak. I want to see it again because it looks like they're. I made a joke. I was like, that ain't ice. That's meth. Like, like, but like you see it, and it's definitely not ice. But Los, I think you're right, dude. I think it's dry ice.
Yeah, it's dry ice.
It makes sense.
And
I
y'all
mean,
out here pouring
Now
and
another
eating
thing
and
right
eating
there,
this shit and
right
planning
then
this
and
shit.
there.
And look, this
You
shit
could
don't
have
even.
grabbed that ice
This
with a hand.
government shit, man. This shit got chemicals and all. Look, this shit ain't even melting. Nothing. Dead ass.
Yeah, so that's a conspiracy right away. Because dry ice, you can't touch it.
Yeah,
You'll
it's
burn,
Oh.
if
burn
you
yourself.
grabbed it by your bare hand, dry ice, dude, you get freezer burn
Get freezer
immediately.
burn. Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Mm.
it was
Yeah,
like seriously, like I've done it on accident, and it's not fun.
it's
So
probably
why they
like
put
crystal ice, looking like ice, but like a crystal that looks like ice. But you know what I mean?
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's why. If you ever look at like when you like, let's say you ever got some medicine or something that came in and it had to be cold, right? They put it in like a cellophane or some type of bag because if you physically touch it, you're gonna get frostbite or whatever it is,
Or something.
freeze
Yeah,
burn.
something will happen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. So we agree, conspiracy on that one. Okay, here's the next
Sure.
one. So this next one, it's gonna be a little video, and it talks about how Donald Trump is a time traveler. All right. let me get your guys' perspectives. Here you go. Hold on.
I mean, you already started off funny, so
You already started.
Trump is a time traveler. There's a book published in 1893 called The Mysterious Adventures of Baron Trump. It might seem like just a coincidence, but Donald Trump's son is also named Baron Trump. Now take a look at this cover I'm showing you. Look at the boy on it. Doesn't he resemble Donald Trump's son? The story is about a boy who discovers a way to travel through time. And here's the curious part. His mentor's name is Don. Another coincidence? And who wrote these books? The author, Ingersoll Lockwood, published another book in 1896 titled The Last President. This is where things get even more interesting. This second book tells the story of a very wealthy man who lives on Fifth Avenue in New York City. And what do we find on Fifth Avenue? That's right, Trump Tower. The story continues. This man becomes president, even though no one believed he could. And then he starts assembling his government team, which includes someone named Leif Benz.
All right. So the books are real. Okay, like you can look them up right now on Google, on YouTube, and everything that they said is real. Now, do you really think he's a time traveler, or do you think it's just coincidence? Justin, we'll start with you.
okay. Well, they should have also put in that The Simpsons predicted
Yeah. You
Clinton, or
fucking
I'm sorry, Trump,
read my mind.
being president. So they did that a long time ago, and they're apparently time travelers also because they predicted a lot of crazy shit. Now, granted, whatever. The books are real. I still say conspiracy. As much as I love Back to the Future, I don't believe time travel is real. Because if it was, I think a lot of shit would be different. So I'm gonna go conspiracy.
Yeah,
Damn.
I don't have an ounce to doubt that is not a conspiracy. I don't believe it. I don't believe in time travel either. You know,
Mhm.
uh, if not, shit. Fuck. Yeah, I don't know. If I could travel through time, shit, I would have asked my mom to fucking, fuck a taller guy so I could have been taller. Like, Mom,
Yeah,
give me the
she's
fucking $100 so I won't be a short motherfucker.
not really how that really
Nah.
works, but
Well, look, I think we want it to be true. Like, it'd be cool if it was true. But we would want to have that power ourselves, right? Not knowing that
Oh yeah,
somebody
bro.
else had it. But I don't know, dude. Like, have you guys ever? You guys know those how what is it called? Fuck, the where
butterfly
people remember
effect.
something. Well, no, along those lines, Mandela effect. You guys know what the Mandela effect is, right, or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, like where
Basically, yeah.
you remember something, but somebody else remembers it a different way. Like like there, I've seen a lot of those dudes that I'm like, what? Like the Fruit of the Loom when it had the little horn thing. People say they don't remember that, and I remember that shit, bro.
Or you've been in a situation where, well, deja vu, right? Where you're like,
Yeah,
like I've been here before. Like you
yeah,
know exactly what was gonna happen next. I've been in that situation where I'm like,
yeah, same.
I've been here before, dog. Like I was like, and that's gonna happen, and sure enough, it does happen.
It happens. Yeah,
Deja vu. Have you ever
dude.
had?
No, yeah, yeah, bro. I'm telling you, it happened to me too. One time we were watching a basketball game, bro, and this was when Kobe was still playing basketball. And me and my brother are in the living room. We're laying down watching the game, right? And I was like, bro, I've seen this shit. Look, watch, this is gonna happen. And then it fucking happened exactly, bro. And it wasn't like one thing. It was like a whole scene, Like Kobe's gonna hit somebody in the head. That guy's gonna react this way, this way, this way, and then they're gonna cut to this. Exactly like that, bro. My brother was like, dude, what the fuck? And I was like, bro, it's deja vu, bro. Justin, you ever experience something like that?
Dude, all the time, man. And I'm gonna tell you too, like, I don't want to get in the whole COVID thing, but like, I got in COVID a couple times, and like, one of the last times I got it, I was like, man, something's not right. I felt like everything had already happened, and it went on for like 2 weeks. It was crazy, like where I knew what was going on and this and that. I studied psychology in college or whatever. I'm not trying to sound all, smart and shit because I'm not, but the end of the day, like it's your brain like trying to figure it out. And I mean, are you a psychic? I don't know. I don't necessarily believe in that, but it might be possible. I don't know. Same thing with time travel, right? Like I don't think that's possible, but I think it's like your brain like taking a bunch of information and like because a lot of what we think is in the back of our mind, right? So you're seeing things and you've seen enough of something and you're like, I think this is going to happen. And I think it's just like a trigger. And so, yeah, dude, I get it a lot, man. And sometimes it like concern. I'm not going to lie, dude. The last time it happened, I went to the doctor. I was like, do I have a fucking tumor? Like,
No
I mean,
way. Are you serious?
I'm not kidding, dude. I'm both of you. I'm not kidding. Like, I legit, Lois, I know I told you, I was starting to get worried. I was like, something's not right. Like, I think I have a freaking tumor. I went to the doctor and she's like, you're fine. You're good. We did some x-rays and all that. I'm good to go. They're just like, yeah, you're an alcoholic. But other than that, you're good to go. But like maybe stop doing that so much and don't vape and, whatever, and wear condoms. But anyway, but yeah, so no, but all kidding aside though, it's a very common occurrence, man. If you go on like Reddit and you look like, cause I genuinely started to get worried about it, man. And like, I'm so
Yeah, well,
glad that you
hell
brought it
yeah.
up, dude. I didn't even know you were going to bring this up and that's cool because like I legit for a little while was like concerned. Like for me to go to the doctors, like
Yeah, that's what I'm
over,
saying. Like, you fucking did.
I know, bro, I did, and like, and I really did, and I was just like, something's wrong. Like I felt like every day was whatever. She explained a lot, and and I've gone to therapy and done some other things, and like I said, I studied psychology, so I know that there's some things to it. I'm not a psychiatrist, so I'm not a doctor, right? But
Yeah.
but I
I'll make
do.
sure to put a flashing thing, not an
Yeah,
actual doctor.
not an actual doctor.
Put
But
it,
you should.
put a
Hey, but put it
question
beside. put up a plastic thing though. It's
I don't
like,
know.
hey, look,
I don't own the rights to what I'm saying.
but put up, you should put up something that's like, hey, man, if you're worried about something, go see a doctor. I mean, men are we're just stubborn as shit. One of
Yeah.
I used to have this billboard in my hometown that was hilarious. And it was like, men are stubborn. They don't go to doctors. And then somebody put up, no, we're not. They literally
They tagged
they
it.
did. And it made me laugh every time I drove by it until they, fixed it. But it's like, go check that shit out. You never know, dude. Like, all kidding aside, you know what I mean? Like, but
Yeah.
dude, deja vu is a weird thing.
I'll say this, bro. I mean, we're getting older and we're gonna see things differently and experience shit different, right? But I think like the next segment, right, is called different times because we are living fucking different times. And everything is different than it was when we were kids. And then to top it all off, since we're growing up, we take it in differently, right? So look,
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys remember this commercial back when I think we were like in middle school, bro. But like weed, marijuana being legal, now you can fucking pretty much buy it anywhere, right? But there were used to be those anti-weed commercials, right?
Yeah.
And I'll play two of them. But
What's going on here? Sarah? Sarah.
She won't answer me.
I remember.
This is the way it's
Yeah.
She's all lazy and boring, and we used to have so much fun together.
And now?
I'm sorry.
This is what we
I
do.
shouldn't laugh at this.
so okay, right? There's the first one, and then I know you guys saw this movie. This is from an actual movie, which is a hilarious fucking movie for anybody who hasn't seen it. Go watch this fucking movie, especially if you're a stoner.
Oh, it's 3-3
Take
now.
one hit. Don't you want to be cool? Hey, man.
That's
What are you
you,
doing?
Mark, guy, right?
I'm so high. Nothing can hurt me.
Jesus.
Okay. So, dude, okay, we go from that to where we were like teenagers,
Isn't
and
that
now it's
Harold
legal.
Kumar?
Harold and Kumar, yeah. And now you can fucking buy weed everywhere, bro. It's like nothing, And it's like, what the fuck, dude? It's different times, bro. And like, we like kids now with fucking phones. Like, we don't even have phones like that. You could do all this shit, And it's a danger, bro. I mean, let me get your guys' perspective on this. I'll start with Carlos, since we started with
I,
Justin right now.
um, yeah, growing up, dude, it was like it was frowned upon, like families were just disowning you because you were smoking the weed, you know. But now, dude, like there's you find that it's medicinal in so many ways, I mean, and it does help. I mean, I remember back, I was shit, I would fucking toke. I would wake and bake and shit, and I couldn't, I would always be fucking toking it. Um, to some people, like I used to have some friends, dude, that couldn't play basketball when we were playing basketball. They couldn't play basketball without fucking toking it, and they
Yep.
would play better. They would play better toked than not. Um, as to the video point, to me, like that's why I stopped, because I'm like very active person. I was very active and boom, and I would toke it, and it was just either it was because I was smoking swag and not smoking what now they have, like fucking the cron and all that shit. But to me, like fucking, it would just drop me, dude. Like I would spend days just fucking just knocked out, just like the girl on the couch. But to some people, it ain't. Now we go back to the medicinal things, like you see people that are anorexic, bro, right? That can't eat and shit like that, bro. And I know some people that are like that. They need to smoke, and I used to have friends that are like, dude, I'm not hungry. I have to smoke before I can eat, and I'm like, oh shit.
Damn.
now you become dependent on it. So I mean, it just really depends. I mean, I think every persona is different. I mean, what could work for you doesn't work for me, and vice versa. I mean, some people like to drink, some people don't. I mean, what does drinking do? Maybe it calms your nerves a little bit. Some people just like get fucking crazy, and I know, and I have friends that are like, hey, well, you can't have a fucking beer because you'll go crazy, dog. Like, nah, stop. You gotta stop, right? If you can't control it, then it's not for you. So I mean, it just really depends. I mean, I have shit a lot of, if not every single one of my nephews, bro. Like I can probably name one of fucking 15 nephews that I have throughout my family that does not smoke marijuana, right? Um, does it make them more happy? If you ask me, it does make them more happy. They make them more laughable, um, more creative. And I'm gonna tell you something, dude. I'm gonna tell you something. Like in school, dude, I could not read you a fucking goosebump fucking book. You remember the goosebumps?
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
goosebumps. I couldn't read you a fucking book, bro. But you give me a newspaper and I'll read that shit all day. I couldn't read you a book. So what I'm saying is, in school, I was always failing reading. I could not read for shit. Like I couldn't. They'll tell you like read this passage and then write a fucking summary on that. I would read that motherfucker and I could not remember what I just read. Right? I
Oh
couldn't.
yeah, yeah. I was the same way. Like to an
So
extent.
whenever, yeah, to an extent. And then I could never understand like what's the plot, and I was like, I don't know, what the fuck am I reading, And then the only reason why I passed the reading it was because I started toking it. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because that's how it happened. Because I would just dig my fucking mind into it. So
Like
there's some things
hyper
that
focus.
yeah. So there's some things that THC would do that makes you very focused at times. And then some things that you just go off into the fucking another galaxy. But yeah, no, I mean, it's got its pros and cons. And to some people it works, to some people it doesn't. So I mean, that's what I feel about it.
Justin,
So
what do you say, bro?
I mean, well, you keep putting your glasses up like you're a giant nerd from Revenge of the Nerds. Um, so I had to say that. My experience with it was a little different. Like, I grew up outside DC and, grew up in a county that you know, was very diverse, right? Which is cool. That's why I love everybody, right? Like I love that part of my life. But so to get along with people, you end up doing some dumb shit, right? It's just a part of life, right? Growing up. And so, I started smoking a little bit, but I was playing competitive soccer and baseball all the way to college. So it was kind of a big thing. But I started doing it and it was fun. Like I enjoyed it, right? Like, here and there. And then it became more than here and there. And then it was like all the time. And, Carlos, you said something earlier, like, I don't know if it was swag. Now they got all the fancy stuff. Like, I can't even, honestly, I don't even understand it at this point. Like, you could name 14 different versions of it. I'm like, what? It was swag and KB when I was a kid.
Dude, they have it in your soap now. You can literally have hemp in your soap, in your fucking lotion, and everything.
Yeah, dude, I can't keep up with all that shit, but, yeah, man, I did it and like, Los, you said something, also that I really appreciate, like the medicinal purposes of what it can do is amazing. Full disclosure, I have an autoimmune disorder that basically is taking my spine and shrinking the vertebrae and it sucks. And, I take a medicine for it, but before they knew what it was, I was in a lot of pain. So it fucking sucked. So I did the high school, college smoking, then I stopped, right? I was working, like living an adult life, but I met somebody and they're like, man, I got something that can help you. I was a little hesitant at first, but I tried it and it fucking worked. Like I could actually sleep through the night. Because I mean, it really like, it would take the muscle spasms away. Cause like when your vertebrae is like fusing together, I'm not trying to sound all negative and ruin this whole thing, but like it's painful, dude. Like it just is, and I wasn't sleeping well. I was starting to get black eyes or whatever, and like I wasn't even drinking during that time period because I was just in pain and that made it worse. Right. So like, I
Hmm.
know I made a joke earlier about being an alcoholic. I was kidding, but like at the end, yeah, I like to drink. Don't get me wrong. But like, you know,
Just what an alcoholic would say.
touche.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No,
I'm kidding.
no,
Now,
touche. Hey, nah, dude, all three of us have drank quite a bit together, at a
Yeah.
really
True.
a really fun establishment, by the way, which we won't name.
In a Texas town.
Texas has the same establishment, but I love it. I love it.
No, but look, okay, now we can choose from any strain. You can pretty much select what kind of weed you want to buy. You can put it in your food. You
It's
can put
crazy.
it in your soap. You can put it in anything. But did you guys ever think that there would come a time in our lifetime that we would be able to choose our kids, bro?
Mm,
Choose our kids.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
now, lab grown sperm, X
but
may soon, bro, what the hell?
All right. We'll
Like you
play
can
this.
literally, I mean, I remember when Nike ID came out and you could customize your own shoes and it was like, oh shit, this is bad. Now you can literally do that with your kids, bro. What the fuck? That is
yeah.
wild. This different times, my dude.
Now,
I,
now think of, now to that point where like, would you ever select a surrogate? Like, like would you go to allow your wife to say, hey, let's go to a sperm bank and let's have a kid this way.
are you
I don't know
asking
that
me
I
or
could.
Red?
I don't know that I could. That I could say like, hey, we want to, again, we go back to, me being a little short. Oh yeah, I want my son to be about 7 foot.
You're not that short,
Yeah.
dude. I mean,
Yeah, dude,
you're
you're
a
not
little.
super short.
You know what I mean? But
I do get what you mean. Mhm.
but I mean, would you you know I mean, I don't know. Would you think that that is actually your son? I mean, knowing that, hey, you know what, you weren't in the process of it. Does that make sense? So you didn't conceive, bro. You were in the conceiver. You know.
Yeah.
Um,
Let me,
Well,
let
I'll
me,
say
let me.
this. Okay, yeah, go, Justin, go, and then I'll go. Go ahead.
My bad, dude. I'm sorry. It's your
No, no,
show.
no, no, yo, go, go. No, yeah, go for it, go for it.
I'm gonna take this one because honestly, dude, I've been married. We tried to have kids. It didn't work out, right? And, it just didn't. We both got tested. She was, able to have children. I was able to have children, right? Didn't work out. Unfortunately, the marriage didn't work out either, and part of it was a COVID mistake and whatever. It's a long story, but at the end of the day, which you both know, but the listeners don't want to hear this shit. So, like, but then I met Emily, and she had three young kids, 2, 4, and 6, right? But they were my kids. I mean, when I met both of you originally, I told you they were my kids. I didn't explain to you right away
Hmm.
that they were not my biological children. So to answer your question, Los, I mean, if two people that really want to have a kid, man, and like, but one of them can't for whatever reason, yeah, man, I'm gonna fucking raise that kid like it's my own. You know what I mean? Like, whether it's her or me, I don't give a shit. Like, because, being a father, like, I had a stepfather, right? And I had a uncle that was a big part of my life. Like, and I still talk to my father, and he's still alive. Like, God willing, like, he drinks a lot though. He really is an alcoholic. But like, all kidding aside, but like, what I'm saying is like, at the end of the day, man, like, whether it's tall or short, listen, and you're really not that fucking short, dude. I mean, and you're fucking built like a brick shit house. So like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like taller than him. Listeners that are gonna see this shit, I'm taller than him, but I'm fucking like tooth and bones type shit. I got a little bit of a gut, drinking. But like, this motherfucker could he'd get me out of a fight. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit, I hope. But like, the point is, dude, fuck that shit, man. Like, it doesn't matter if it's your blood or not. You're raising that kid, it's your kid. You know what I mean? So as long as you're
Yeah.
willing to step up and do what you got to do, and raise that kid, that's all that matters.
Well, look, I'll say this. I totally agree with what you're saying. Because, yeah, dude, we should have the ability, like, if for whatever reason parents can't have kids, you should have that option. But it's because you have to think of the worst case scenario, right? And I see, like, those rich people fucking creating fucking basketball players, football players. You know what I mean? Like, using it as a thing to, and I mean, I
Scapegoat.
guess, what's up?
A scapegoat.
Yeah, you see what I mean though? Like, okay, I want it to be like this. I want it to fucking run a 4-3 and shit. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's what it's going into, and that's what I'm like, nah, dude, we can't be fucking doing that shit. You know
Yeah,
what I
I think
mean?
that's a little ridiculous. It's like we're creating Captain America. So it's like
Exactly.
and look, that comes out tomorrow, by the way. So like, yeah, like
You're gonna plug that in, or what? Did
just
Disney
saying.
hire you to say that every 20 seconds?
Yep. By the way, Anthony Mackie stars in it, and it's a great movie. Comes out Thursday at 4:30 p.m. No, I'm kidding. But like, you think if I worked for fucking goddamn Disney, I'd be on this right now? Come on, dude.
Wow, thanks a lot. Now, dude, well, look, I wanted to touch on that because it's crazy, bro. And look, now, like I was talking to Justin earlier about this, dude. Like, now the world is different. Just times are different. The world is different, and the world that we know is totally gone, dude. Like, I remember being a kid, even till I was like 20 years old. You liked the girl, bro. You would go talk to her, right? You would go talk to her. You would spit game, and it was cool if you had game. Like if if you're not super good looking, but you got game, that was your way of like, hey, I got this girl, whatever. But
Right.
nowadays, I'll share this with you guys because I thought this was very, very interesting. Um, so study says 45% of men aged 18 to 25 have never asked out a woman in person. So, I mean, my take on that, bro, is what the fuck? You've never, like, to be able to say, like, oh, I've never been at a bar and, like, I see somebody I like, and you go and, pursue it, bro. That's weird to me. So I'm guessing everything is social media now, or whoever wants to go.
Yeah, it's conditioned us to be that route. It's conditioned us to do that. It's easier now to just say, hey, you want to go out? Yeah, and I'm gonna give you a perfect example because you know, yeah, I had a situation like that, bro. Like, high school female that I could not talk. I didn't even think about even coming up to her. It wasn't it wasn't in my interest. You would see her just walking around, but it wasn't in my interest to like, oh yeah, I want to talk to her. We went on a date just the other day. You know what I mean? Why? Because she went through social media and hey, you travel a lot. What do you do and all that good stuff. And I told her no, so I do this, I do that, right? What we do, and yeah, so she was interested as to the the portion of the traveling side of things, right? But why? Why till now, or why over social media, right? So
Yeah.
social media does, it does influence a lot because you're on the other side of the spectrum. You're on the other side of the of the phone. So if you get nervous, it's easy to just recoup from whatever the stupidity that you might say, right? With the female, you're like, oh shit, did she just say that, or us, as men, like we can say some stupid ass shit, like whatever it is, but yeah. For me, dude, I used to be at the bar, and once I have a drink or two, I'll talk to somebody. But if it's not, Like I just, if I'm not tipsy a little bit at least, I won't go up to a female.
Well, it's because now, even if I mean, I don't know, right? But I can see why somebody now wouldn't want to, dude. Because the way I see it on social media, right? These dudes do it, or the people that have tried to do it, like the girls see it as like, oh, creep, like what the fuck? Like they see it as an offensive thing, like I don't know. I can see why. I just
They
think
have
it's wrong.
have higher standards, and the whole, and I don't know who, how it started, who created this, but and there was a word, and I can't remember where I saw it, and some dude, I heard some guy say it. I can't remember who it was, but he said a word, bro, like where the gym side of things. Now everybody, I don't know if you can, dude, I see grandmas using fucking leggings, way spandex and shit like that. Older generation that won't fucking want to leave the gym because, and the asses are out there. Way. Like every single fucking female wants to have an ass now because, you know,
Jesus,
you know,
Carlos.
and and that elevates their morale, right? Because they're like, well, if she can get this guy, why can't I not? That's where the bar for themselves is, and they're which I'm all game for it, like for their confidence level to go up, but you know they're being influenced so much to think that if I have the perfect body, I'm gonna have the perfect man, you know, and it's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
true.
yeah.
So
Justin, what do you think about this, bro?
I mean, listen, I don't think you said anything wrong necessarily just then, but like my opinion on it is a lot of what happened, dude, was because of 2020. I ain't blaming it on that shit, but it's the truth. And people just got disconnected and it was what it was. And, you got to think like, I mean, an entire generation of people were disconnected for a year and a half, until, and yeah, in some areas, obviously it was a little bit better. Some of your listeners might be, from New York where it was way longer. Some listeners might be from Texas where maybe it wasn't as long, North Carolina, they didn't really give two shits, but like after a couple months, but I think really at the end of the day, you know, we're as, and then also like really what I would like the point I was trying to make was the the whole murder podcast type thing that really got in. Like men just got I mean, 'cause some bad shit happened, obviously, and it became
Yeah,
such a phenomenon that like people were watching and the podcast, man, they're listening to it. So, but you as a guy that clearly would never do anything to hurt anyone, you're just scared. Like you don't want to. You're already, and most women don't understand this shit. We're already scared enough to just walk up and have the confidence enough
hmm
to talk to you. But
yeah.
now you got to add in a whole nother freaking layer of like, does she think I'm murdery or like creepy? It's
Yep.
like it kills your confidence, right? So like back, when we were in college, it was different. You could walk up to somebody and just spark a conversation or whatever. And I still try to do it till this day, and I do. And both of you have seen me do it, and I've done it well.
hmm
And so, I mean, I wasn't fishing for a compliment, but I'm just saying. I mean, the girl at Walmart.
No, yeah,
But
you get two thumbs up. No, no creepy vibe to it.
no, I just talk to people like they're normal people, right? And that's what I
Yeah,
do. And that's what it is. But I don't judge the average guy that's not, well, like, Vic, I'll use you as an example. And I was like, hey man, like the girl over there, she's been eyeing you for like a while. And if you were like, nah, man, I'm not going over there. Like, I'm not going to give you shit for it because I understand it. Like, I get
hmm
that anxiety of like not trying to creep her out. You know what I mean? And like, I mean, there's just so many bad things that happen. Lois, you touched on social media and all that, and I think that's a big part of it. And dating apps, and that's how people think they have to meet. So it kind of went away from organically meeting somebody. You know what I mean? Unless you get set up by a friend or you randomly do meet somebody organically. You know, I've been traveling for work. I met a really nice girl at an animal hospital that had a golden retriever, and we're going on a date Friday night, gentlemen. So thumbs up for me.
Congrats.
But
Yes,
and
congrats.
You and the
I
golden
freaking
retriever
love,
are going on a date?
huh?
You and the golden retriever are going on a date?
Yeah. Well, okay. All right. Fine. That was good. That was good. And
I mean,
hon-
Hey,
hon-
like
honestly,
the freak
she's really
shows, huh?
pretty. She's really pretty, but I would take him to the dog park, and it could be a fun date. I'm just saying, but like, it's fucking awesome golden retriever named Boone, man. Come on, like it's gonna be a good time. But like no, like but that was like a one-off, right? Like that's the exception to the rule. You know what I mean? And it's like, but like if the three of us were out at a bar right now, and like y'all were trying to hook me up with somebody, like I would feel uncomfortable just to walk up and say, hey, so, I don't know, man. I think it's the social norms have changed. I think a
Yeah.
lot of it, like I said,
Mhm.
I hate blaming it on 2020 because it seems like it was so long ago, but a lot of that really is a part of it. And people just got used to just doing things virtually. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Agreed, agreed.
yeah.
Well, look, we're a little pressed on time here, so there's just a few things well, one last thing I want to cover, right? So we've been traveling, bro, a lot, the three of us, and we're blessed to do so. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes you're in a situation that is like, what the fuck? What do I do? And as men, we always prepare, like where we're at, we're always like, all right, cool, shit goes down here, this, whatever, right? So I saw this video of a family traveling in Mexico, okay? And I didn't know this was the norm, dude, and it's kind of fucked up that it kind of makes you think like, shit, dude, I hope that shit never comes here in the US. So tell me what you guys think. It's a long video. I'm only going to play a little bit of it.
Pasa, no, no te detengas. No te detengas.
So this family is traveling through Mexico,
Yeah, I remember
and a car tells them to pull over,
that. Yeah.
and obviously they don't, right? They speed up. Just give it a second here, Justin. I know you don't understand what they're saying,
I
but
don't.
it's pretty intense. You'll see. Look, so they're running away from that car, bro. They see a cop. So they stop, right? So trying to get some help. These motherfuckers come out. As you can see, they have some fucking AKs.
No, Chelo, vámonos. El policía no va a hacer nada.
Cop
No,
not doing shit, bro.
nada, no, no. Vámonos,
They try to lock him up. Look at the cop. He's just fucking not doing shit, bro.
atropéllalo. No, no, no. Atropéllalo.
He turns his back too, like all he needs to do is traffic shit.
Háblale a...
All right, so they call 911 and they eventually get away, right? But okay, I don't think I have a story to compare to that one. But the scariest place I've been, Cleveland, Ohio, bro, and it wasn't even that bad. Beautiful city, but I'm not gonna lie, there was times where I was like, "Fuck, dude, I'm about to get stabbed here," you know? What's your worst? Give me your guys' worst experience so far whenever we're out of town.
I've been to Cleveland when I think twice now. Um, yeah, there was a time, and not maybe not necessarily that one city, but I think there was a city I can't remember which one, but where I went through some areas where you're like, oh shit, like it was dark as hell, and this was in the mid downtown. And let's not go too far, dude. We're in El Paso, Texas, Vic. I remember, my wife, dude, like she went on a ride along with a police officer. She wanted to become a police officer as well, and she told me, like, she's like, you don't know what happens in downtown El Paso. Like downtown El Paso, knowing that we are Justin, they we're told that El Paso is one of the safest cities in the nation, right? And when she was telling me like, oh, when I went on this ride along, it's a scary sight, like in downtown. Same with these cities, Again, I can't remember what city it was that I was running downtown or going downtown some to eat after hours. I mean, there was no sun out, but there was buildings where they were boarded up in terms of like they were vandalized and they were boarded up. Some businesses they were even chained up, right? The doors, the windows were chained up, and I'm like, whoa, what the, And flying in from El Paso or flying out of El Paso, flying into wherever we're going, you get the rental vehicle and whatnot, and you have to go through these areas to get to your hotel, and you're like, and the scary moment for me was in this one city where it was like the only fucking vehicle on the road, and I had to like come to a stop because of the light, the traffic lights. But there's nobody around, so you never know like when somebody was just gonna come around the corner and just say, "Hey, boom, get the fuck out" or whatever. You know, it was an intense moment. I didn't want to think about it much, but you have to be on guard. Especially when you see those shows on TV and shit like that, and it happens. You know, so I know when I went a long time ago, I went to Dallas, and it happened like that too, where like you would see people just in the on the corners, and you would drive around, and there was little gangs or little groups of people. You're like, oh shit, should I step on it here? Or should I, you know? So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's tough, bro. It's tough, especially because we're by ourselves too. Like that's just
yeah,
I'm telling you, dude. I'm not. I'm somebody who prepares, right? So I'll prepare in any situation that I'm in. I'm like, all right, shit goes down. This is what I'm gonna do. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't know, dude. I guess because when I had my kids, that's when I like became like this. I became a little paranoid to where like, oh shit, if somebody tries to take my kids right now, I'm fucking ready, or shit like that. Justin, go ahead, bro, with your story. Or have
I
you had
mean,
something like that?
yeah, well, I mean, not I necessarily the video you showed, obviously it's a little
Hmm.
different, but yeah, I grew up outside of Southeast DC and spent a lot of time in Baltimore. So it's kind of, Baltimore is not a great, you know, city for a lot of things. But I'll tell you, the worst experience I had was in Memphis, Tennessee, like of all places. Like I'm thinking, no, Elvis barbecue, whatever. We were walking down Beale Street, and I was with a buddy of mine. He was, full disclosure, he's about a 6'4", looked like a offensive lineman black man. He was basically my bodyguard. But he was one of the managers I worked with, and he was cool as shit. And he wanted me to come down. And I was like, dude, I don't know, man. It's like it gets kind of rough down there. Like, I mean, I'm not a pansy, but like, you know what I mean? Like, and yeah, we went in this one place. We come out, and these three guys came up, and they tried to mug me, and he just like came over and was like, "What are you doing with my friend?" Blah blah blah. And one of them pulled a gun out, and I was like, "Holy shit! Like this is happening! Like I'm on Beale Street in frickin' Memphis, Tennessee, and a gun just got pulled." I was scared shitless. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was terrified. But anyway, he just basically said he's cool, whatever, and then it worked out, man. But that just to me, I was just like, I mean, my heart, like literally, I was like, I'm gonna die. Like I'm gonna die on Bill Street. Be kind of cool. I mean, if that's how I'm gonna go, you know, not far from Elvis, but just saying.
Yeah, with Elvis.
Yeah,
No,
but
yeah, dude.
the shit was scary, man. And look, all the violence and all this bullshit. And I do want to say this, like, watch that video. Honestly, I didn't love it. Like watching it, that was terrible. So, I mean, all kidding aside, like that was not fun. And
Fuck no, bro. but
It's,
this
it's
is
fucked up.
this is the thing that we have to see as Americans, bro. Like shit can get ugly real quick. You know,
No, I
like
know.
there's a bunch of countries living in that fucking fear. Look, dude, that was just a family driving on the fucking road, bro. If they see
No,
something
no.
that they feel that they want, bro, they're gonna fucking pull over. And then at that point, it's like, dude, the cops don't even fucking help you. You know, it's like,
Well,
what the fuck?
and to be clear, Vic, like when I said like I don't like watching it, it's I don't like watching it because it's fucking awful. Do we need to know?
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, all the shit
yeah,
that has happened over whatever, and y'all know how I feel about like racism and all that bullshit. It's fucking, it's ridiculous. It needs to fucking go. And then, I do believe in our police. Like, I do want to be clear on that. As long as you're on the up and up, you know what I mean? Doing the right thing and you're trying to protect people, right?
hmm
Memphis, they weren't paying police and there wasn't a lot of people there. So a lot of shit was going down, and that's
yeah,
unfortunate. And it sucks, right? Baltimore, same thing. Like they had riots,
yeah,
when I was up there. DC, like Jesus Christ, it's fucking DC.
yeah. Like
So
Chicago too. You know, like
yeah,
there's that's what I'm saying. There's cities here that corruption exists. You know, not maybe not as bad, but it can easily get there. You know.
it can.
But all right, fellas, I want to thank you guys for coming on. I knew we'd have some good convos, and we did. I want to thank you guys for coming on, but also, just being badass whenever we met. You know, we all started this job together, and we had a few experiences that bonded us. Justin or Carlos defending Justin. So stuff like that. I'm glad for it,
Okay,
and thank you
hold,
guys for
hold
coming
on.
on.
Vic, real quick, hold on. The way you just were ending that just sounded like him and I just had some gay sex. So no, we did not, listeners. We did not.
So tell him what happened. Then tell him what happened.
We almost got in a fight because this fucking douchebag. Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta tell the story. It's awesome. We're playing shuffleboard at a bar at the end of the night. Okay, we'd already been at this frickin' other place that I'm not gonna name. It wasn't a strip club, but it was damn near close. But it had really good
It
food
was,
and a
dude.
lot
It
of
was
TV.
like the third. It was the third destination. I was not there for it. I was there for the other destinations, but I left. They continued. So go ahead.
We did. We had to walk across a river of crickets, which was insane. You remember
Oh
that shit?
yeah, yeah,
It was
Those
insane.
fucking
Like,
things were crickets, dude. Those were fucking
yeah. They were
dinosaurs.
fucking huge, bro.
Fucking dinosaurs, dog. I don't know. Those pterodactyls were just walking around.
you know how they say everything's bigger in Texas? That's fucking true because I don't know what those things were, but it was terrifying because we're walking through. I felt like a
Yeah, bro.
pussy. Like get my vape and shit. Actually, no, I think Vic, you were giving me cigarettes at the time. I was like, yeah,
Oh
man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
So we go through, we get through all that. Los and I, like, we end up at this bar and it was cool, man. Like, and I guess, like, we met the, Plano, Texas Mafia and we were trying to just play some shuffleboard. That's all we wanted to do because we're old listeners. And anyway, so we're playing and Los is on the other side. I think you were his teammate, right? Like, and he kept talking shit to you and whatever. And it just pissed me the fuck off. And he said something, a little borderline racist towards the end. And he was cheating the whole time, damn, too. Remember? Oh, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. I'm like, I know the rules. It's a very simple
Mind you
game.
that this guy is on his team and he's fighting
Yeah.
with his team.
So Justin's fighting with his teammate because he was cheating, and
Yeah,
Justin was not gonna allow that.
yeah,
No. I'm like, if I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna lose, but I'm not gonna freaking win from cheating. Like, I'm not the Chiefs. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna do it. So,
I'm not the
like,
Chiefs.
so anyway,
Yes.
towards the end, like they finally won. Then he started like celebrating, and I'm like, I just got pissed off. And finally, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, fuck you, dude. You didn't win. You cheated here. You cheated there. And then he got mad, and I was like, do you want to fucking go? Like, I literally said that shit. And Carlos is like, whoa. He and this guy he was kind of big. I'm not gonna lie. He probably would have whooped my ass. But like, yeah, who knows? I don't know. I'm scrappy as a motherfucker, but like, and I had lows, but like, and then the mafia was over there. So who fucking knows what would happen? But, and then I just immediately walked away. Like, I walked away, and then Los calls me laughing. He's like, yeah, it's all good. You're all good. And then we ended up in a hotel room drinking, and he did magic tricks. So that's